Hello. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hi. Hello and hi. What's poppin'? What is poppin', ladies and gentlemen? Well, gentlemen. How's it going? How are we today? 8 summer college courses. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Also, hope you're doing well, thank you. No, you'll make it, man, don't worry. Summer is, I know summer courses can be a slog because they cram in an entire semester's worth of work in, what, 3-4 weeks? Depending how short the course is. I took a couple of 2-week courses, which were fucking brutal. I did one for coding, and then I did another for a throwaway class that I needed for my degree, and those sucked. Those kicked my ass. And then I had another summer course that lasted, I think, 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. But I don't miss it. I don't miss college. I'm glad I'm done. I'm glad I never have to sit in another classroom again for the rest of my fucking life. I don't miss it. I really don't. Finally graduated after 6 years in university. Congrats, man. You did it. You got your piece of paper. No one can take it away from you. No, yeah, I finished. I got my undergraduate and my graduate degree, so I'm satisfied with that, I think. If I want to go back and finish my PhD, then I will, but not right now. I got my, both of my degrees are in geophysics, so it's been, I mean, I got my master's degree in 2019, so it's been a while. Is the PhD worth the hassle? It all depends on your field. I mean, if you get a PhD in underwater basket weaving, then no, it's probably not worth it. Currently laying in bed having an esophageal manometry right now. It's very uncomfortable. I have no idea what that is. I have to Google it. To measure pressure within the gastrointestinal tract. That sounds fucking awful. I'm sorry. Hopefully that ends soon, because that sounds like shit. Sounds like something getting shoved down your throat. Not fun. Opinion on restarting college and university with 30 or 27? Like, I'm assuming that means starting university when you're 30. Here, give me one sec, guys. Okay, I'm back, sorry. My dad lost the truck key, and we can't find it, so that's a problem. Hopefully it turns up. Hopefully it turns up. Terrible ass TF2 mods crashing onto Steam every 5 minutes feels like a 9/11 for the TFIP. I mean, Richter, what did we think was going to happen, right? This was the ultimate end game here, where as soon as they release the SDK, you're gonna get a bunch of random mods getting tossed on the workshop of varying quality. So that's what TF2 is going to become now. It's gonna become everyone else's TF2. It's no longer Valve's game. It's gonna be an amalgamation of whatever people decide to throw on top of the game itself, or whatever they decide to remove, who knows. Oh, plans did not change. We need Quickplay back? No, there's no change in plans here. Yeah, but like go on Steam and search Team Fortress and look what comes up in the autocomplete now. It's insane. No, yeah, I mean, Richter, that's what's going to happen is like now that people have been given the toys, they're gonna play with the toys and they're gonna make a bunch of shit and throw it on Steam. And what's going to happen, right? I mean, let's just think about the end game here is you're gonna have 30 or 40 mods thrown up on Steam, but then only 2 or 3 are going to be actively populated. You're gonna have Open Fortress, you're gonna have TF2 Classic, and then like maybe 1 or 2 others with enough players to where people will actually play them. But all of the other mods that are gonna get put on there, they're gonna be dead. Dead on arrival or dead very soon after arrival. Because that's just too much competition for an already small and tiny player base that's interested in anything related to Team Fortress 2. So yeah, that's where this is going. No, don't worry. We'll get to the meat and potatoes of today in a moment. I just want to warm up. I want to warm up my voice. I was grinding on my script for about 5 hours before this, so we'll get warming up here, and then I'll get started. You know what's interesting is I've accidentally become a reaction guy, kind of unintentionally. And I feel like I have to justify why I'm doing this. One, it's fun, I like doing it, and it makes for a fun stream and having conversations with people. And 2, whenever I see a video that I either really resonate with, or it presents an idea that is either wrong, or just not true, or something to that effect, I feel the need to kind of nip it in the bud before it becomes more common knowledge amongst people who are ignorant and don't know otherwise. So that's like a couple of the main reasons. I'm sorry if people are upset with me watching videos on stream, and I mean, the only thing I can say to that is don't watch me if that bothers you. But, yeah. That's all I have to say about that. I don't really see myself, stopping in any time in the future. Because it's fun. I like talking about TF2. I have an autistic obsession with this game, and when people make videos about it that are fun to watch or that I want to tear into, then I will do it. Listen, I will actively attack misinformation. Where can I send you fan art? Drawing one right now. Feel free to either DM me on Twitter or on Discord. Either of those places are fine. And both are just Zesty_Jesus, if you're curious, if you need the actual name. I appreciate that, thank you, you're very kind. Quickplay's coming this summer, trust the plan. I hope so. I think the only way that we are going to get anything that resembles Quickplay, or any of its features, is if enough people ask for it. That seems to be the working strategy in order for Valve to do anything good for TF2 in recent years. Better hats, getting free-to-plays unmuted, getting bots removed. It's required a lot of people getting on Valve's ass and showing them, hey, a lot of people care about this. It's probably worth it for you guys to take some action. So the only way that we're going to get some action in terms of improving casual by, you know, effectively bringing back Quickplay is if people ask for it. And the more noise you make, the better. It doesn't even need to be like a strictly organized, you know, movement or event. Just ask for it. Make noise and just keep demanding it. Give pressure Valve. That's the main thing. Your points and efforts to restore TF2 into a better state reflect the values of Stop Killing Games initiative? I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with the initiative. I'm gonna start this video in just a minute. Does sending emails to Valve and asking them to bring back Quickplay work, or does it have to be a social event? Do we need a petition or something? I mean, it seems like petitions work. The Unmute Free-to-Plays petition worked. The Mappers petition to get more appropriate summer updates with non-themed maps seem to work. So they seem to listen to those. They at least look at them. right? So that seems like it means something. So it's probably worth doing. Favorite Risk of Rain 2 character? I've not played the game yet, so I'm afraid I don't have an answer for you. I probably should. Am I going to continue that? I really don't want to finish Kaluka's video. We'll see how long this first video takes, and if there's a little time, I'll chip away at it a little bit more, maybe. But that video is just so bad, and I just don't feel like slogging through it anymore because it's just a really poorly worded and scripted video where he has a point, but then contradicts the point, and then presents completely unrelated evidence to support it, and then tries to extrapolate how completely unrelated things support the thing he just said, and then presents another contradiction. It's just really messy. And full of just things that are either not true or heavily exaggerated to where it might as well not be true. It's not a good video. It really isn't. I mean, I think it's been... And like, what's the point? What's the point, man? There is no point. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what this guy says. It doesn't matter what competitive players think. At the end of the day, Team Fortress 2 was not made to be a competitive esport. There's no refutation of this in any way, shape, or form. TF2 is not made to be a competitive esport. It was made to cater to every kind of player, from sweaty tryhards all the way down to people that don't want to learn how to shoot, hence why the engineer exists. It was made for everybody to play however you want, with as many people as you'd like, for as long as you'd like, in any kind of server or environment. It was not made specifically for competitive play or competitive esports. And in Valve's efforts to specifically cater towards competitive players for competitive esports, those efforts did nothing but damage the game and utterly ruin how we interact with it, and it's been that way for 8 fucking years. Like, it doesn't matter what anybody says, those are the facts, and it changes nothing. Simple as. Yeah, so, I mean, it's all been said. It's all been said in his comment sections. It's all been said in his comment sections. It's all been said in when I was reacting to it, so it's like there's really no need to finish it. At all. Yeah. Why did he make the video? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. We can project all of our assumptions until Kingdom Come, but I have no idea why he decided to make the video. I don't. I really don't know what he expected, given the current air inside the TF2 sphere right now, given the general negative attitude towards competitive gaming in general across the gaming sphere. You know, it's turned more sour in recent years. To then come and then to title the video, competitive didn't ruin TF2 when the updates that were specifically designed to make TF2 feel more competitive and behave more competitively for esports fucked up the game. I don't know what he thought was going to happen. Like, people are just gonna go, oh, that's right, that's true, I agree. Like, you just did a really bad job. It was really poorly done. I don't even know what he fucking plays, man. I assume he plays competitive, given, you know, what he thinks about it and what he says. So I assume he plays competitive TF2. I have no clue. Can't look at his inventory, so I can't see if he has any competitive badges. No, he knows who I am. That's just a flat-out lie. He knows who I am. I mean, given that he copied my thumbnail in one of his thumbnails, you know, and actively interacts with other people that, let's say, have a very large and vacant opening in their heads for me to reside in. He knows who I am. That's just... come on. That's bullshit. Anyway. Anywho. I have hot tea. I have hot tea, and let's get started here. So, I was originally not going to watch this video. I was originally not going to watch this video primarily because it covers a lot of the stuff we've already spoken about many times on the channel. I haven't watched this yet, for the record. I've not watched this yet. So, YouTube, hello?
So
I've not watched this yet, but it was sent to me a shitload of times by a shitload of people, and a lot of people are like really wanting me to watch it. So I'm like, okay, I figured I'd watch it on stream. Again, I've not seen a single second of this, and before I even looked at it, people were telling me it was a bad video, given the arguments he poses and what he says. And also, the title is already kind of immediately disagreeable. So, that's already not doing it any favors. And also, his thumbnail did not do the video any favors either. So, we'll see what he says. But looking at the like-dislike ratio, he's already getting dunked on really hard. And I'm like, do I really want to, like, drive the final nail into the coffin here by watching this on my stream and giving my thoughts on it? But I figured I might as well, because I just already disagree with the premise of the video, and it's probably not healthy to, and I'm just making the assumption here, I don't know if he says this, it's not a healthy idea to put it into ignorant players' heads, and by ignorant I don't mean that like as an insult, but people that just like don't know any better, people who've started playing the game very recently that don't know a lot about what's happened with TF2 or how bad its current state is, right? It's not a good idea to instill in their heads that, yeah, we don't really need to be fighting for anything. We don't really need to be pushing for any kind of improvements or what have you. So, yeah, it's at a surface level disagreeable, hence why I want to watch this. So, he already got like shit on pretty hard. So we'll see what happens. So shall we get started, ladies and gentlemen? Thing is, like, here's the problem. I don't, like, I can't see these videos as bait, because if it's bait, it's not very good bait. If it's just for engagement farming, it's not doing a very good job either. It's not getting that many views. You're getting, like, $2 from this, from ad revenue, maybe, if you're lucky. So, at the end of it all, they're just making themselves look pretty bad, for lack of a better adjective. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna get started. I'm nervous. People are saying it's really bad in the chat, but I'll be the judge of that, I suppose.
So, now that Valve are actively starting to take steps towards unmuting free-to-plays, I have genuinely seen discussions circling in some online TF2 forums as to what our next protest should be. And, can some of you just hold your greasy bacon-wrapped horses for a minute? Or maybe longer than a minute?
Why?
We have just completed only 50% of our goal to unmute free-to-plays, as free-to-play accounts still do not have total voice communication control like they used to. This is not the time to start planning another protest. Calm your flipping pancakes.
Why
now,
not?
The more of the...
If anything, it's a perfect time to start doing it. It's the best time to start doing it, because this is the first time in almost a decade that Valve has bent the knee and conceded that they fucked up with something, and decided to walk something back that is beneficial for us in the end. They unmuted free-to-plays, even if it's only a partial reversion. Again, we still don't know what the exact requirements are to be unmuted with a free-to-play account, but it's a step in the right direction, and that shows that, like, Valve is willing to give us an inch because we asked them, simply because we asked them with a petition. It wasn't even like a protest. There was no protest. Some guys, some very, very, selfless people went out of their way and made a petition, spread it around, got a bunch of people to sign it, and then sent it to Valve And that's probably what triggered them to unmute free-to-plays, and also allow them to call for medic again using voice commands. It took that little. That little. It wasn't like a mass organization of YouTubers doing this. It wasn't like a big, epic Twitter hashtag. It was just a little petition that got this much good out of Valve, right? So imagine how much more we could get if we make more noise. Like, if that little squeak, compared to, say, fix TF2 or save TF2, that petition was like a mouse squeak. It was tiny. Imagine if that was bigger and about something else, more important in terms of actually involving the gameplay and for, say, Quickplay, right? Imagine how much better it would get. How much more we could get from Valve if we really pressure them more so with more people and make more noise. Like, let's face it, man. That's just how things get done with game developers these days. It's not just TF2 that suffers from this problem. Ignorance, or not ignorance, but neglect by the developer making just really shitty or greedy decisions that are only walked back once the players call them out on their bullshit and make a lot of noise about it. Like, that's just how things go now. So, why is TF2 somehow exempt from this? I don't know. Just a weird way to start the video, when this is like just how things get done nowadays. Period.
These discussions that started to circle, the more I started to look around them to see that if we were to do another protest, what people would want it to be on. Common answers include new major updates, new weapons, new balance patches, and the turbo virgins are still clawing at the Quickplay door, but
dude, you're 45 seconds in and you're really not putting yourself in a good position here. Probably not a good idea to label the very large portion of the player base that is calling for Valve to bring back Quickplay or fix casual mode. Not a good idea to label them as turbo virgins. Also, I've not seen, and this is just my experience here, but I've not seen anyone calling for a protest to bring about major updates, new weapons, or new balance changes. This is noise that's kind of been happening in the background regardless of movements or not. Like, people just want these things, period, right? But, like, the one that seems to have any kind of momentum to become a major movement, so to speak, inside of the TF2 sphere is, it's Quickplay. It's regarding Quickplay. This is the one here. And it kind of feels like that's really what this video is directed at, by kind of glazing over these really quickly, but then very quickly labeling anyone who supports this as turbo virgins. So, yeah. Thing is, Joey, you say we're not getting major updates anymore, so they gotta give that up. You're probably right. Let's face it. TF2's not gonna get a major update like we did as of old, but when it comes to things that actually fix the game, that's something that is worth pushing for, and Valve has shown us that they're willing to do, right? They're willing to make concessions about anything other than the moneymakers, right? If they genuinely improve gameplay, right? If they genuinely improve gameplay, that's only better for Valve. That improves player retention. It would bring people back. So, they're like, and this is something else that I don't understand. I've spoken about this with a couple of people. Why are people pushing back against the notion, just the notion, of even wanting to, say, improve casual mode? Not even just like a full 100% reversion to Quickplay, but just fixing casual mode. There's a contingent of people that seem hellbent on disagreeing with that, period. I don't know why that is. Why are they refuting something that would be just a good thing to happen for TF2, improving the gameplay for everybody? I don't know where this comes from. Is it just because they're contrarian? I don't know if that's true. Maybe. It's such an odd thing. It's such a strange hill to die on. Especially now when you have more and more people pushing for Valve to fix the major problems with this game. Maybe it comes from a place of ignorance. Maybe they just don't understand why the game is broken. I don't know. I don't want to be so bold as to assume it's because they don't want to agree with me. I think that's true for a few people, but not all of the people I see pushing back against the Quickplay narrative, so to speak. So, I don't know. think our last hope for any type of major update would be the last update like they did for Left 4 Dead 2. Besides that, life upgrades and seasonal updates like your suggested are great and welcome. I mean, yeah, sure. I don't even like TF2 doesn't even need like a last update. They can drip feed us small things too. They can drip feed us a balance change here and there. You know, just fix one thing here and there. It's like, fuck it. Sun on a Stick does like 5 times the damage now. Just see what that does for a bit. Who fucking cares? It's just a small thing. It doesn't have to be like a massive wave of rebalances or what have you. Hate the rise of taunt kills on the workshop. I'm not a fan of those either. I think we can get into that more next time I do a workshop stream, because I have some thoughts on that. Generally, I just don't think it's a good idea. So again, I'm failing to see what the motivation is here behind labeling people that support improving the gameplay as turbo virgins. Let's keep going.
The more I started to see the same few things that people have been asking for a while being suggested as protests, the more a single, mayhaps unpopular thought started to dawn on me. We don't need another TF2 protest. Ever.
Why?
Now, as someone who was both very...
Why ever? Why? I hope he explains why. Again, it's like the only way that shit gets done now is with a quote-unquote protest or making noise. Are people making rage bait just so you can react to it? I don't know, dude. I don't. By the way, just for the record, because people, not a lot, but a few people like got mad at me for giving negative feedback on a video or giving negative criticism on a video that I watch on my stream. Couple things. You're posting videos on a public forum that is designed for people to interact with it and comment on it. So don't be upset when I speak about the piece of media posted on a public forum publicly with my audience. I mean, that's the nature of uploading something online. And then second of all, directed at everyone watching me right now, please do not go out of your way to attack the people that make these videos. Attack what they say in the videos. Don't bother the person. That's shitty. Don't do that. You're a piece of shit if you do. I hate that I have to say that all the time. I say it in my videos, and just don't do that. Attack the ideas, not the person, and just leave it at that, please.
very active in the fixed TF2 protest, and literally one of the first people to be on board the Unmute free-to-play protest. That might come as a bit of a surprise to hear from me of all people, but I hold firm on this idea, and I'd like you to give me at least 5 cookie-crunching minutes to explain why. I'm going to divide this video into 4 different categories of this conversation, so if you only want to listen to one of them, you can skip to that one now. But just know, I will sob into a cheeseburger if you don't watch the whole thing. But I feel we should start off the video with the category that I think sums up the biggest issues with planning more TF2 protests.
Okay. Trust me, most, if not all of this anti-Quickplay pushback is because they don't like you and the other figureheads associated with wanting to bring back Quickplay. They aren't coordinated but on the same page. Perhaps. I mean, that could be true. I mean, let me think. I mean, other than Richter, who exists mostly outside of the TF2 sphere, I am the largest person that is asking for Valve to basically bring back Quickplay. I guess you could say, in a sense, I am leading that discourse, where I have the largest voice, right? So that part is true. And the people who have been making those videos, not this one, but the people, you know, like Indy and Kaluka, you know, they don't like me. And it seems like they just kind of make these videos just to disagree with me. It could be schizo, I don't know. But just... yeah, there's an interesting correlation there, right? And to the point where it, like, I mean, and that just, and the fact that Reddit banned me and all discussion of me and Quickplay and Meet Your Match from the fucking TF2 subreddit just kind of further feeds into, yeah, people are really only disagreeing with this because it's coming from me. And let's be real here. If it was Dane doing this, or Soundsmith doing this, or Solarlight doing this, you would see an overwhelmingly massive shift towards supporting these things. That's just being real here, right? Not simply because their audiences are larger, but because they're more readily, let's say, more agreeable figures in the TF2 sphere, you know? They are, they're more milquetoast and less controversial, so... Yeah, so my notoriety has a non-zero amount of impact on why this discourse is being received so negatively. I think that is an unignorable part of this. It's not the whole story, but it's an unignorable part of this. If people want Valve to listen about Quickplay, they need to talk about money and business. Unmuting free-to-plays means new people equals money. No, yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. Like, from that angle, Pello, if Valve were to fix how we play the game and genuinely improve the gameplay, two big things would happen, if not three things. The first big thing that would happen is that it would vastly improve player retention, because it fucking sucks to come into TF2 as a brand new player, load into casual mode, play for 2 minutes, and then have these giant metal doors slam on you, and then everyone leave. Like, oh, that's how this game behaves? Fuck, that sucks. They're not even given enough time to learn how to play, because the very system shuts them out. That sucks. Right? That fucking sucks. Then you have the angle, if they fixed how the game plays, it would bring people back, right? It would not only improve player retention, but it would bring people back who left the game because Valve fucked it up and ruined how it plays. So it would bring in more people, and it would retain more players, therefore earn Valve more money. It's literally a no fucking brainer. That is a very good angle, and now I have to write a sticky note because it's not something I really say clearly in the video I'm working on. One second. Horrible initial player experience. Not even given enough time to learn. I'll put that sticky note right here. I have like fucking sticky notes everywhere. I work via sticky note whenever I'm working on a video. I have sticky notes everywhere as reminders. Anyway. Sorry, my desk shakes when I write. I apologize. Let's keep going. What's new? What is new? What? We'll see what this means.
So, what's new? And by what's new, I mean what's new and not what's up, doc. Because if the question were what's up, doc, the answer would be my cholesterol. Every protest we've conducted so far has revolved around the bot crisis in some facet, being getting Valve to change a stupid decision they made towards free-to-players a while ago, or, you know, getting them to ban the bots. These were essential changes that needed...
I think it's already kind of a fuck up, because the unmute free-to-play thing wasn't even a protest. It was largely a petition. Again, like, let's be real here. How many of you heard that was happening? How many of you even knew that there was a petition circulating about unmuting free-to-plays? I think the vast majority of you didn't even hear a peep about this. Yeah, a lot of you didn't. So to call the unmute free-to-play thing a protest, sure, it was done in protest of the shitty decision, but it was by no means a full-blown protest on the same level of fix TF2 and save TF2. When can we ask Valve for strange weapons if they're going to keep giving us new toys? We should be at least given the ones that we actually want. I mean, yeah, why not? Ask. Makes sense. Just makes sense. Should be done.
To be made for TF2 to be a functional, playable game for the foreseeable future. And with these things fixed, I'd say TF2 is in a pretty good spot right now. TF2, currently, is a functional, playable game for the foreseeable future.
I think I disagree. I think I strongly disagree. The game is not in a good spot. Relative to the game being infested with cheating bots, yeah, it's in a better state. But then, with the bots gone, we can now finally acknowledge and feel and understand just how fucked up Valve left this game after Meet Your Match. Like, the game is fine in that casual mode puts you into a server, and you can shoot people. it's pretty good at doing that, but it has so many flaws and so many even just like bugs and just shit that's broken. To say the game's in a pretty good state is simply not true. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if it just comes from him not caring or him just not really thinking too deeply about the game he's engaging with. I don't know. But for anyone who's really paying attention, and especially for people who started playing before Meet Your Match, I think all of us would agree that the game's not really in a good spot. If it's in a bad spot, it is. It's in a bad spot and definitely needs more attention and more fixes, because it's just a lot of shit that's broken. Yeah, maybe just apathy. I don't know. So let's keep going.
There are currently no other game-breaking, cookie-cracking issues that this game needs to have addressed.
I know I pause a lot, but the matchmaking system literally breaks TF2. I'll explain this again in excruciating detail. I did my Meet Your Match video already, but the matchmaking system literally breaks TF2 in the most fundamental way. Oh, God.
I mean, yeah, there's an absolute ton of bugs and issues in the game that have been there for a very long time, but again, none of them internationally game-breaking. And so, with there currently being no Whopper-sized game-breaking issues in the game,
I hate that. Yeah, I don't see any problems. I don't think there's any problems, so there are no problems. Therefore, we don't need any more protests to fix anything. Who made you the authority? I'm not saying I'm the authority, but who made you the authority here? Just because you think nothing is wrong doesn't mean that there isn't anything wrong. It's like the "this is fine" comic. Everything's on fire around him. Like, yeah, this is fine.
I don't think we need an equally Whopper-sized protest again. Like, ever. There are lots of little things we'd like to be changed about TF2, there are lots of little things we'd like to be added, fixed, or whatnot, but calling a protest for every single little thing is incredibly childish.
No one is doing that, dude. I don't know where you're getting this from, but I'm not seeing people ask for protests about every little thing. If anything, people are asking for protests about pretty big things, game-breaking things, like the matchmaking system, like casual mode, that would significantly improve the overall quality of everyone's playtime. That's where I'm seeing motions for petitions and protests to come from, right? That's where I'm seeing it, but like, this is not happening. It might be happening in like fringe threads on Reddit where you see like a 12-year-old saying, "We should have a protest to give Heavy a funny Pootish hat." Like, that might be happening. It could be happening. It probably is. It's fucking Reddit. But this is by no means a mainstream or relevant, or not relevant, a mainstream or common idea or major idea that I've seen at all. So, also, yeah, he's playing with bots. Why? Did you just not want to get game footage?
If we continually start
Like,
up new protests for the most smallest of issues, Valve are just gonna stop listening. The fact that Valve have fixed things like the free-to-play issues and the bots crisis were because they were actively in their interest, but a protest along the lines of bringing new major updates back to the game is not in their interest at all, and therefore they are going to ignore us. Throwing the word protest around as if it...
Has anyone seen a call for a protest for major updates? Has anyone seen that? If there's a single yes in my chat, I will at least give him a little. I will give him a little bit of leeway here. If I see a single yes, an honest one, and not someone who's clearly trolling, then I'll give him some wiggle room here. But I have not seen anyone saying, "Yeah, we need a protest for major updates again." People ask for them. We would like to have the glory days back again, but I'm not seeing calls for protests on these things. Sure, maybe years ago, but not right now. And even then, it's like a huge maybe, because even years ago, I don't remember people asking for these fucking things. Not a protest, anyway. Saw one or two comments on YouTube. Yeah, okay, even sure. Like, we can even give him an inch here and say, okay, people could be asking for these things, but they are, again, by no means mainstream ideas. Like, they're not huge waves of people asking for this. I think you're making a very large mountain out of not even a molehill, it's an anthill. So, yeah. I'm not seeing it.
Where a cheerleader at a football game could actively be detrimental to this very, very thin line of communication we currently have with Valve.
We don't have a line of communication. We email them. It's not like we're maintaining a relationship here. There is no relationship. We just send them shit via email. The only people that have a quote-unquote direct line to Valve are workshoppers, people that have items and their content accepted into the game. They likely have, no, I know for a fact, they have the most amount of communication with Valve, and even then, that's all done via email. Like, it's not like there's no professional communication relationship here. We're just sending shit into their void and hoping they respond.
If you are unsatisfied with your meal, you have the right to complain. That is a sentiment I agree with. But whilst you're at it, could you also just not ruin the meals of everyone else? Please. Like some of us are really hungry.
Some of us like mustard cupcakes. Some of us think this is totally fine. Like, alright, man. Ultimately, I think I understand the angle here. It seems like he doesn't care. That's what I pick up from this. He doesn't really care about what he's eating so long as he gets to eat. So if you don't care about what you're putting in your mouth, why are you going out of your way to shut down the people that do care? For what purpose? Like, if this is how little you care about what you eat, then maybe let the people that do care push for the better, and inadvertently you would also get better things. Joey, no. No, I am not. I'm not reading that. It's horrible. Easy solution, have both a casual and quick play button on the menu and have both battle for player counts, whichever wins will be the future. I mean, some people have, unironically, suggested that. Quick play would just win, because if we're playing a version of TF2 without the broken matchmaking system, it would just be overwhelmingly preferred very quickly. Very quickly. Excuse me. No, yeah, just say you don't care. Like, really, just say you don't care. Actually liked Lonkador's stuff for when I'm working on development, but I haven't heard his stuff for a long time. This seems very strangely different than when I used to listen to what happened. I don't know. I don't have an answer. Yeah, I mean, again, just say you don't care. That's really all this boils down to. It's like, if you don't care, then why say anything? Like, I feel like it's a compulsion for some to just throw their hat in the ring to say that they contributed to some kind of discourse. Which is fine if you want to do that, whatever, but you're really not putting yourself in a favorable position here for anybody. You're just opening yourself up for people to shit on you. Remember when emailing Valve about strange weapons to remind them how it would be easy money for minimal effort? I mean, we could still do that. The whole thing about having both quick play and current matchmaking is just a general bad idea. No, yeah, of course, it would just divide the player base further, and it would just bring back the objectively better system on top of a shitty system that no one would use. So it would ultimately die like competitive mode if they did that. So we keep going. Wants versus needs. Okay. Right.
The words want and need seem to be infinitely confused and used in tandem of each other in the modern day, and as someone who understands that bread tastes better than key, this really bugs me. When it comes to TF2...
my father has a funny saying that was told to him by his father. You put want in one need, and then shit in the other, and see which one fills up faster. We have a lot of shit in our hand right now that I think very heavily outweighs... Sorry, wrong way. That very heavily outweighs the want.
We want new updates, but we don't need them.
Well, no, that's just true, but you're kind of obfuscating the larger overarching problem in that we have genuine problems with this game that need addressing.
Need implies it is something we cannot survive without, whereas want is something we just simply desire. For example, me wanting a chicken sandwich and me needing a cup of tea.
This is...
two very different things. I'm going to die if I do not get one of them. And TF2 is not going to die if we don't get new major updates. It seems the majority of
No, it's not going to die, but again, you're obfuscating the larger problem here in that it's not that people want new updates, it's that people want Valve to fix the game. That's the issue here.
My audience who watch my videos are in the same demographic age range as me, however those who leave comments are typically a bit younger than that. So take it from someone who as of this December would have been playing TF2 for 10 years, we don't need new updates to have fun in TF2, there is plenty of things to enjoy in this game as is. As a reminder, all of our previous TF2 protests have been in effort to get Valve to fix big issues with the game, we're not exactly asking for new major updates.
I don't know where he's getting this from, man. I don't know where he's getting this from. I don't know why he's blowing this up to make it seem as if though you have this massive wave of people protesting for new updates. I'm not seeing it. I don't know if he's doing this intentionally. I know there's like a quick play, you have this quick play section coming up. It feels like he's building up a straw man. I know I've been using straw man a lot. Like he's building up this straw man, which is this is something that's not happening. He's building up a straw man to say, oh, because this straw man exists and we don't need it, therefore we don't need protests, what have you. And then he's going to get to the meat of the video, which is what I assume going to be a denial of quick play. That's what I'm picking up here. So
if I were to compare the founding ideas for our protests to stakes, I'd say that fixed TF2 was a medium rare, unmuting free-to-plays is somewhere between medium to medium well, and protesting for any form of new content to be added to the game is
no one is doing this, man. I mean, a lot of people are asking for it, but I'm not seeing calls to protest. This is a non-issue. This is not happening.
Level of bad idea.
Like, at least Kaluka went out of his way to get screen caps of people kind of saying the things that he said people were saying, but there's not even any of that here.
Look, okay, let's be real, I want there to be new TF2 updates as well. I want the heavy update to come out, I want new weapons, rebalancings of old ones, and some cool modern features like a streaming mode would be really, really nice. But I understand that there just currently aren't enough chefs cooking up meals for TF2 for that.
I don't know how to feel about that. Who cares? Yeah, who cares? Like, seriously, who cares?
To be a reality, and I'm okay with that. Not getting those new things won't ruin my enjoyment of what already exists. And so, surely with all of this covered, no one else would organise any other TF2 protests on unnecessary...
Okay, so he's saying asking for improvements to gameplay is unnecessary. Here we go. Here we go. This is... Oh boy.
Oh, these guys. Okay.
Here we have the othering, right? It's the tribalism, the othering. Oh, these are the people that want quick play. These are the people that want to improve the game and help it, and are asking for better. Oh yeah, these guys.
I'm sure we can all calm down and have a nice, civil discussion about this in the comments.
You're not setting yourself up for a civil discussion by opening this up as calling their calls to action unnecessary and calling them greasy turbo virgins. You didn't help yourself there. You swung first, buddy. I think you're gonna... By the reactions of this video, people are swinging back. You're not helping yourself.
A flavor most Quickplay fans have shown me they are actively allergic to. So, for a little history about me...
And you insult them again.
In my experiences with TF2, I started playing in 2015. I experienced 6 months of quick play before it was cut from the game,
okay.
And I thought it sucked. And it seems I'm not the only content creator who holds.
So that tells me one of two things. Either he really didn't play the game much back then, or primarily stuck to community servers, or he just doesn't remember. Yeah, I hated it, therefore it's actually bad. It's like these people, they say, it's always kind of the same thing, right? They say, oh, it's bad, but then they never say why. They never say why the current system is better. They always just say the old system is bad. Like, listen, he at least experienced quick play, and we can give the assumption that he did actually use it and did enjoy all of the features and freedoms this game used to have. But now, like, to say, like, oh, no, it actually sucked. It's like, oh, did you actually play it? Did you actually use these things? Or do you just not remember? I don't know, dude. I don't know, man.
That opinion, as there are many others who agree.
Sorry, I'm, first of all.
And it seems I'm not the only content creator who holds that opinion, as there are many others.
So, first of all, Dane walked this back already, saying that he would be willing to try the Quickplay rule set on his community servers, and also conceded that he just doesn't care. I forget where he said that. He said somewhere he doesn't care. It's either in a Discord message or on Twitter or on Blue Sky that he just doesn't care. And if the game returned to Quickplay, then he'd be fine. He wouldn't care. Like, so Dane is out. He doesn't give a fuck at this point. He just wants to play the game, which is great. He finally came back into the fold and realized, yeah, harping on competitive play in TF2 probably didn't work out so well. And then you have Fishstick, who I've seen is very, very openly against doing anything that resembles bringing back Quickplay. So the only good thing about it was the server settings, and even that was something that predated Quickplay, so the system can't exactly take credit for that. So I think a lot of people are conflating what different people mean by Quickplay, right? It's important to define what we mean by Quickplay, right? There was never a Quickplay button. There was never a button that said Quickplay in TF2. There was never a Quickplay tab. Quickplay encapsulates multiple things. It encapsulates the old Play Now button, where the game would automatically find you a server based on a game mode of your choice. It also included the Show Servers option. It also included the Advanced Options menu. It also included all of the server settings that facilitated the gameplay loop that Quickplay, the game coordinator, put you in. And it included Valve servers being in the server browser and ad hoc connections. In Quickplay, I believe, most of us, when we say Quickplay, it encapsulates all of those things, and not just the Play Now button. And even what Fish says is not true, right? Even what Fish says is not true. To say that the old game coordinator is better than a broken matchmaking system is simply not true, and that leads me to believe that he doesn't fully understand the game he's playing right now, nor fully understand just how miserably broken casual mode is. Hopefully my video, that I'm going to try to get out as soon as possible, will make that a lot more clear for people. I hope that would be the case in my fucking Meet Your Match video, but that part was sandwiched in between 2 hours of front loading and then another hour after that, so easy to miss. I'll make that very evident at the first part of this video I'm working on right now. This is why a matchmaking system sucks in TF2. I mean, I'll just say it now, right? I'll just say it now. A matchmaking system doesn't work for TF2. Here's a spoiler. Here's a sneak peek for the video I'm working on, right? A matchmaking system does not work in Team Fortress 2. Skill-based matchmaking system is completely incompatible with the basics of TF2's functionality, right? TF2, sorry, let's rewind. The only way a matchmaking system works, a skill-based matchmaking system works, two things. One, players cannot leave servers. And two, games must begin after all players have finished connecting to a server and have loaded in. TF2 does not do that. Games are allowed to begin with fewer than 24 players before everyone's finished connecting, and players are allowed to come and go as they please. It completely defeats the purpose of a skill-based matchmaking system. But since Valve let those two things happen, within a month after Meet Your Match released, Valve conceded that, oh yeah, a matchmaking system does not work for TF2. But then they just left it in the game. And so what happens? The matchmaking system, what it does is it finds players first before loading them in, and tries to load them all in at the exact same time, and lets the game begin before they all finish connecting. So what happens? Whichever team has their players load in faster is automatically going to have the advantage. Before the game even starts, the game is unbalanced, because whichever team has more players is just going to start a steamroll. That is why a matchmaking system does not work. That's why casual mode does not work. And why Quickplay was better, the Play Now option. Because the old Play Now option, all that did was throw you into a server with an empty slot with an ongoing game that needed more players. It didn't use skill-based matchmaking. So that single point alone proves that matchmaking is broken and breaks how TF2 plays and ruins game balance because it consistently sets up misbalances via the slot reservations in order to make evenly skilled teams. So fish stick is just wrong. It's not a better system. It is a quite literally broken system. In the most literal sense of the word, it is broken. It does not work for a game like TF2. Simple as that.
To agree to those of you which that matters to. Quickplay was by no means a perfect system like people talk it up to be.
No, and I think most people acknowledge that it had shortcomings and flaws. But we all know that the game used to play way, way better before Meet Your Match. I think the overwhelming majority of people agree with that now.
But at the same time, matchmaking currently is also by no means a perfect system. The Bring Back Quickplay movement is generally comprised of 3 different types of people. The innocent people who believe that the matchmaking system is inherently flawed in comparison to Quickplay and therefore think a reversion would be the healthiest thing for TF2.
Except that's just true. It's not like innocent ignorance, it's just true. The matchmaking system is broken, for the reasons I just said.
Those who
alongside a lot of other reasons.
Just want to spread malice and hate and believe that any TF2 player who started playing after 2018 is an invalid human being, and those who
Dude. What the fuck? Who's saying this? No one is going around saying, oh, if you didn't experience Quickplay, you are an invalid human being. Good straw man. There we go. There's another straw man for you. This is not happening. People, listen, the reason why people ask for the Merc badge, is because basically anyone who experienced TF2 before Meet Your Match understands the game used to play better without casual mode, without the matchmaking system, and without the current server settings, right? Most people before that time acknowledge it. And so when you see someone blindly defending casual mode and saying, oh no, it's fine and Quickplay was actually bad, almost always it's someone that did not experience Quickplay. Consistently, it's someone that did not experience Quickplay. That's why we ask for it. And so when we see, oh, higher date, 2021, okay, we can dismiss anything you're saying because you were not there to experience it. That's why we ask for the Merc badge. You can certainly comment on Quickplay. You can certainly do your research about Quickplay and inform yourself, but if you were not there to experience it, I am going to hold your opinion about such things in a much lower regard. I'll put far less weight on your opinions for these things. Simple as. That's why we ask for the Merc badge. We're not trying to demean you and call you a subhuman. We're just dismissing your nonsense because you weren't there to experience it. That's it.
We're simply just riding those rose-tinted nostalgia glasses to hell and back. The argument is a combination of all 3 types of people. We are beyond the point of denying it.
Okay. I love the rose-tinted glasses argument, and I love the nostalgia goggles. People bring these things up all the time when they can't pinpoint why the old thing was bad. They never say why it was bad. They never say why the current thing is better. They just call it nostalgia goggles or rose-tinted glasses and then leave it at that. They never say why it was worse. And I guarantee you, he's not going to say why it was worse.
I am not defending modern-day matchmaking here. It has its issues, and they are as bright as bacon. But I absolutely do not want Quickplay back under any circumstances. It is my opinion that better matchmaking would be healthier for TF2 than a...
Is he gonna do what I think he's gonna do? Is he gonna do what I think he's gonna do? He's gonna ask for all the shit that Quickplay had, and then call that better matchmaking, isn't he? That's exactly what he's gonna do, isn't it?
Total reversion of this 8-year-old system. My argument for this is that patching up
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's old, so it's probably not good to revert it. Ugh.
The matchmaking systems to be better would require less work on Valve's end than a total reversion, and would give the mod.
So, a total reversion of Quickplay is not that much work. All of the code is still in the game, and then all of the server settings are just toggles. It could probably be done in a couple of days. I mean, sure, Valve would need to adjust a couple of things in order for it to all run smoothly, but it's not that much work. You can go look at the Quickplay code yourself. It's in the SDK. It's not like it's gone. They're not going to have to write something from scratch. It's very... Listen, if bringing back Quickplay is so hard, if providing that classic experience is so much work, Why can I, someone with no experience whatsoever, why can I start up my own TF2 servers in 20 minutes and give a better experience than casual mode does? If it's that much work, how can I provide it for my fans? Oh, it's so much work for Valve, guys. Oh boy.
Modern day TF2 player back some of those quick play features that were sorely missed when they left. This, to me, strikes the best and most realistic compromise.
There it is, yeah. You don't want quick play. We just want all of the functionality of quick play back. So just say you want quick play. Really? Just say you want quick play, dude. That's again, time and time again, it's always the same shit. You don't want quick play. You just want all of the functionality of quick play. It's like, yeah.
Between the quick play community and Valve. This, predictably, has been deemed the wrong opinion to have by most quick play fans I have spoken to, as they have typically responded by calling me a son of a.
Good straw man. Once again, you are just kind of making up something that didn't happen in order to paint your opposition as a bunch of idiots or greasy turbo virgins, as you put it. It's not helping you. It's not helping you at all.
Fucking kangaroo herding Canadian.
I have reached a point in my YouTube career where I actively have to delete any and all references to quick play in my comments to keep.
Oh, brother. Oh, poor you. Having to delete comments in your fucking comment section. Oh my god.
My viewers safe, as I have had multiple instances of quick play fans attacking my regular viewers. Again.
Keep my viewers safe. This... Okay, dude. I'm so valiant to keep my own audience safe from these evil and rabid quick play supporters who are needlessly attacking my audience. When it's just mean comments in a comment section, probably. It's probably all it is. Like, oh, you're a fucking idiot, or like, you're a dipshit fucking retard, whatever. Who cares? Oh, I'm going forth and valiantly protecting my audience from these things, dude. Come on. You post an opinion publicly, other people can comment on it publicly. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to the internet. Oh my god. Like, why even play the victim card? Why play the victim card? It's like, you swing some punches at the people you don't agree with, and then you play victim. Oh, they're being so mean to my audience, I have to protect my audience from them. It's like, it's not helping you, man. Oh my god.
And I know there are some nice quick play fans, because guess what? I've met some, and they were nice people who genuinely believed that bringing back quick play would be healthier for TF2 in the long run.
Why do you make that the minority when it's absolutely the majority? The majority of people are generally pretty cordial about this thing and go, yeah, it would be better if casual mode was not here.
But when you have reached the point of a large public consensus that quick play fans are just not very nice people, you know you have.
What do you mean, large public consensus? It's coming from, like, you and, like, 2 other YouTubers. There's not, like, this rabid horde of quick play fans going around in, like, locusts and eating people down to the bone and destroying them. Ad hominem, I guess. Citation needed. Oh my god, dude.
Have some of the wrong people involved with a protest. I do not think a bring back quick play protest is necessary for 2 reasons. 1, because, well, aforementioned rant, and 2, because it is just not in Valve's interest to bring back quick play. They would have nothing to gain.
It wasn't in Valve's interest to unmute free-to-plays. At all. It had been that way for 5 years. If anything, it was in Valve's interest to keep free-to-plays muted, because that incentivized new players to spend money to access basic gameplay features. Unmuting free-to-plays makes them lose money. So it was not in their best interest to unmute them, so this argument holds no water. At all.
From it. And that, unfortunately, is the only argument that matters here. To end on...
Oh, my argument's the only argument that matters here. I deem it so that Valve sees no value in this, therefore fuck it. It doesn't matter because I said so. It's the only one worth acknowledging at all. All of the counterpoints, all of the people who I'm disagreeing with, nah, we can just ignore all that. It doesn't matter anymore. Donation, I'm sorry. He shows no screenshots of the evidence of toxicity. Let's see. He doesn't want quick play because he doesn't want to agree with the controversial TF-tubers because he is 420 wholesome chungus. Oh, the hypocrisy. I don't want to assume that's why he's doing this. I think he just might I think he genuinely just might not care and is tired of hearing it and just kind of wants to go back into his corner and just not care and play the game and not have to look at any of these things. But you could also just not go out of your way to look at any of these things, right? And let the people who do care go about their business on working to improve the game. So, yeah, why make a video about this?
Of this seldom somber section of the video, allow me to share with you a clip from the supposed originator of the Bring Back Quickplay movement here on YouTube. He has made several videos talking about how Quickplay is going to be coming back to TF2, and I decided to leave my opinion on the matter in the comments of one such video, and here is the level of maturity I was met with in response.
As someone who has been playing TF2 long enough to remember Quickplay, I am still surprised every time I hear someone say we need it back. In my opinion, we 100% do not need Quickplay back. This seems to be an opinion that has been...
Suck it up, dude. Suck it up. You're just whining about someone mocking you in their own video. This guy's like 1/10 of your size, and you're bitching about this in a video? Really? Oh my god, dude. That's... Oh, I've done my fair share of complaining about other people, but this is some baby bitch behavior. I'm sorry. Wow. God.
popularized by several YouTubers riding those rose-tinted glasses to high hell.
Yeah, he does this impression when reading out the whole comment. And it doesn't even sound like me. This man is
It doesn't even sound like me. I know it's a joke, but come on.
so dumb, he failed to make fun of me. Hurdle number 1. Sounds more like the hedonism bot than me.
Listen, as crass as Gabber can be, he and I resonate on basically all the same shit when it comes to fixing this game and bringing back quick play. So, listen, man, listen, Long, you kind of deserved it a little bit. He comes off as he's a crass guy, but I mean, the way you present this as if though you are the all-knowing authority and any other opinions and stances are just not needed, like you're doing in this video now, and then posting that publicly, and then having someone give a response to that publicly, however mocking it may be, and now you're complaining about it? What did you expect, man? Seriously, what did you expect? Oh.
Seriously. This schizo rant goes on for 7 minutes, in which he calls me a moron 3 times, a bunch of swear words I don't care to repeat, an ape, and confuses the words opinion and argument several times over, something not even a moronic ape would do. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the full mental and sexual maturity of several members of the quick play community on display.
It's just so sad. It's so pathetic. This is so pathetic, dude. Listen, you take one guy giving you shit. You take one dude giving you some shit. And then you like say, oh, he was mean to me, and now everyone in this discourse is just like this guy. Oh, it's just... I know I said don't attack a person's character earlier, but this is just, it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad.
Play. Give these people your time at your own risk.
You gave him your time. You gave him your time. That was your decision. And then you got slapped. And now you're bitching with your tail tucked between your legs. And crying from the corner. Oh, he was mean to me. You said something first. You watch his videos. You've watched his videos. You know the guy you're engaging with. Who doesn't exactly uphold a very level-headed and calm form of retort to arguments, right? Because that's just who he is. It's how Gabber composes himself. He's crass. He swears a lot. You know, he's an abrasive dude, more so than me, somehow. You were watching it. You knew what you were getting into. You saw the hornet's nest. You know what the bees. You know what they not the bees. You know what the hornets do. And you said, fuck it, here we go. And then you put your fist in there, and then you got stung, and, I mean, that you got stung. Asterisk.
An asterisk is defined by me as that happy little cracker at the end of a sentence, and like clockwork, an asterisk is used by me at the end of that happy little sentence. So, there...
maybe don't front load your video with saying that protests are bad and insulting people that want to protest to improve the game. Maybe don't front load your video with that, and also ad hominem and some straw men to kind of, you know, make them look far worse than they actually are. Maybe don't do that and then try to spend the last couple of minutes kind of trying to fix it. Not a good idea.
There maybe are a few scenarios in which I can see more TF2 protests being needed, but
Then why did you make the video? Why did you make this at all if you concede that, oh yeah, there's a few situations in which a protest could happen? What's the point? What was the point of this? God!
the only one that's really relevant to this video, and subsequently the only one that I think would realistically happen, is if Valve decides to walk back any of the previous changes they have made because of our protests. So, for example, if Valve one day decides that they're too full from eating up all of the bots, and then does the TF2 equivalent of smearing ketchup on your trousers to clean your hands, and just decides to mute free-to-plays again as a compromise. That, often
I'm really at a loss for words now. I really am. I'm truly at a loss for words with this. Where it's only worthwhile to protest if Valve does something bad again. Oh. TF2 protests should never happen, but there should be some exceptions, and only when Valve does bad things. And takes away things that we had for years again. Yeah, roll back some changes, maybe like, you know, maybe putting back Quickplay from Meet Your Match. Probably that could be a good one. Putting back all the shit they took away from us might be a good idea.
the top of my head is the only scenario I can really see more TF2 protests being needed. Now, it's important to note that my vision is less than 2020, and so are my ears. I cannot predict the speed at which
I appreciate the humility, but it's too little too late.
Valve doesn't give
You front-loaded this with 10 minutes of being a pompous prick.
a damn. Something could genuinely come up tomorrow that we all see as a valuable protest, and I would be in support of it. But just laterally thinking, I don't think there are any other big issues we need to fix. To find out why, rewatch the video. Again, another TF2 protest could come up at some point in the future that I am truly in support of, and then I'd have to play this clip at the beginning of that video as a grayed out flashback memory. But until then,
Then why did you make the video? Why even bother when you concede that you would still support a protest? This all boils down to, I don't like this thing, therefore I don't think it's worth supporting. And therefore none of you should support it either. But if something does come around that I think is worth supporting, then I'll support it. It's not that we don't need any more protests at all. We certainly do. It's just that you don't care. Right? Just say that you don't care. That's what this boils down to. Gabber also agreed with unmuting free-to-plays. Why didn't Lonk push back against unmuting free-to-plays so much? So much hypocrisy. Yeah, sure. It's stupid. Everyone I dislike likes Quickplay. Quickplay bad because the chuds like it. I don't even think that's his angle here. I think he just doesn't care. I just don't think he has a deeper investment in the game he plays, and so he just writes it off as like he just dismisses it. Like for him, this is enough, right? For him, it's enough to go in the game, play against some bots on a community server, and then he's fine, right? That's how he engages with the game, apparently, based off this gameplay footage, right?
my plate stays empty. If you think we need more TF2 protests, that's fine. You, under no circumstances, have to eat what I am serving up. I encourage you to think independently and just take my words as my words, and if you
And yet, you still front-loaded the video with anyone asking for any kind of protest as greasy turbo virgins and all of the efforts are useless and not worth doing. But then you say, yeah, don't listen to me, it's not that important, you know, be your own independent thinker and think for yourself, and it's like, then don't actually... Again, why did you make the video? Why'd you make the video if you're just gonna set up those that oppose you as an enemy and insult them, and then walk all of that back at the end of the video? And then before that, cry victim for someone who's mocking you for disagreeing with you. Jesus. I don't think he actually has an opinion on this on this since his biggest segment was about him getting a funny voice put over his comment. Yeah, it was, I think, yeah, you're probably right. It was just made so he could be mad at a different video. It's probably true. God. We're definitely not going to eat what he's serving up. I'm not eating what he's serving up. Yeah, why do you care? Stop caring. It doesn't matter. Don't make good arguments about why thing is bad. Don't disagree with me. Stop having an opinion. I mean, he's not saying stop having an opinion, but he doesn't want to engage with the actual problems people have, right? He doesn't want to engage with the actual discourse. He just wants to write it off as rose-tinted glasses or nostalgia or not worth doing. Because the instant he tries to justify the game's current situation and the current position, he would get torn apart. Not by me, but by anyone who has common sense and understands the situation the game is in. There is no serious argument in favor of TF2's casual mode and the current situation it's in. There is none. The only argument people make is, I don't care. Excluding Quickplay, what features should be re-added? Well, Quickplay encapsulates everything that needs to be re-added. Off the top of my head, nothing comes to mind. In terms of functionality, then we go into like other gameplay things like, hey, balance changes and bug fixes and what have you. I mean, yeah, replays were a nice thing. Replays were cool. It'd be cool if they were working again. The replay system has been mostly broken for years now. That'd be nice to have. SV Pure, sure, so we can use mods and servers again. And Valve, don't be lazy, just fix the exploits that there were so people can have, like, their big booby fempyro. I'd like to have that on your servers, please, that'd be great. Instead of having to use a buggy preloader that only works half the time. Re-add where community could make big community updates again without Valve never trusting them again. Joey, you know that comes with a lot of problems. You know it comes with a lot of problems when you allow for a small group of people to control the creation of an update where tens of thousands of dollars are at stake. That comes with its own problems. I think Valve selecting content piecewise off the workshop, probably the safest thing to do. That was a good decision on their part because it cut down on the manipulation that could be used. Let's finish this out.
Disagree with me, politely, you can let me know down below why.
How dare you ask for a polite disagreement when you spend the first 10 minutes of your video insulting those that disagree with you? Did you listen to what you said? At all?
But before that, I'm gonna eat something. I don't know if you could tell by my subtle foreshadowing and hinting, but I have written and recorded this video on a completely empty stomach. I am starving.
You maybe should have given more thought to what you were saying in this video, man.
I'm so hungry I could eat. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for watching, and thank you for supporting my channel and efforts for the previous protests I have been a part of. The fact that we live in a world where caring a lot about something gets you called a grifter repetitively online.
God, dude. You spent like you've spent 10 minutes saying you don't care to then cry, "Oh look, I care so much."
It's a really big shame, but it's a vocal minority.
If anything, I'm the one that should be complaining about that. I'm the one that gets called grifter all the time because I care about the game and want to see the best for it. Like, you are in no fucking position to play victim there. If anything, I should be doing that, but I don't, because I take my punches as best as I can.
And at the end of the day, I really like TF2. I think it is neat. And so, hopefully...
I mean, that's it right there. I like TF2. I think it's neat. Like, that's where it stops for him, right? That's where it stops for him.
There are no other big issues that arise that we need a protest scale fix to get done. Just before we leave, I'd like to give a big thank you to my Patreons and YouTube members for making this video possible, with an especially big thank you going to Sukus and Saber Silver. And with that being said, I will see you all later down.
Anything else? No, that's it. Wow. That was really bad. I think that now takes the cake for probably the worst video that I've watched on my streams. Like, Kaluka's video was bad, Indy's video was bad, but there were certain aspects of both of those videos where I could say, okay, they tried this reasonably well or they had an angle that could have been effective, but this was just bad through and through. Terrible. I'm genuinely stunned that he had to, like, did you listen to what you were doing at all? Like, did you listen to what you were saying in this video at all before you put this out there? It's pretty, like, vet what you say and have, like, do you let other people watch what you say? Like, do you let other people watch your videos to make sure that you're not saying something crazy? Like, I do that now because I've learned my lessons. I have watch parties where people watch my videos in my Discord. It's part of being a Discord member through my Patreon, where I do a pre-screening in my Discord of a video so people can look and listen to what I say to make sure that I'm not saying anything crazy or really fucked up and out of line, right? Like, if you do that, they could have caught the really messed up posing you did here for your opposition and could have maybe told you, that's probably not a good idea to do that. Jesus, man. That was pretty bad. There's even an excuse at the end that he's totally isn't thinking right because he's hungry. Then why make the video? Bro's actually off to eat his mustard cupcakes. Yeah, I guess so. I have an idea, re-adding unique weapon skins. That'd be nice. This guy is so rules for thee, but not for me. No, yeah, I just... why? Why? Views? Didn't get that many. Praise and attention? He got shit on long before I watched this today. Look at comments? Okay, we can look at a few. E-celeb telling the plebs to stay in their lane. Basically, yeah, that's what's happening. The E-celeb telling people to stay in their lane. That's how this comes off. Mustard cup. I do find it funny that the mustard cupcake analogy that I threw on like a second channel video is like now becoming like a meme with this shit. Like, people are using mustard cupcakes to call out the people that don't really care what they're consuming. I find that funny. Let's see. Don't know. I think the bison's worth something rallying around. You could say children starving in Africa is a bad thing, and it doesn't. You have tubers make a video on how he's wrong just because you said it. And like I said earlier, me being a part of this is probably part of the equation, but not for this video. I don't think it was for this video. I think he was just not thinking when he made this. Bring back Quickplay is pretty much a 5-minute job. Not 5 minutes, but it's not that much work. Valve will not ban the bots. Stop asking. Comic 7 will never be released. Valve will never unmute free-to-play. Stop asking. Why stop now? You know, yeah, that's just true. Why stop now? Check the replies. Actually say he's one of the most sane heads in this conversation. There we go. As I have actually spoken to him about it once. It's wrong to assume my criticisms are invalid just because a big name said it first. True, fair. But listen, man, you fucked up. You fucked up with this video pretty hard. Don't cook again. You shouldn't demand the multi-billion-dollar company to bring back an objectively better system because you just shouldn't. Like, I would have loved to have seen any kind of argument in favor of the current system we have. I would love someone to put forth a serious effort in favor of the current system we have right now. Genuinely, someone try to do that. And there's Richter. I don't think this video came off as you were hoping it would. There was no need to spend so much time characterizing people who dislike casual as greasy turbo virgins. Makes you look like a hypocrite when you start admonishing them as immature mudslingers. Yeah. Joining 6 months before Meet Your Match doesn't make you an authority on how TF2 existed before it. It really means you barely knew a TF2 without casual, so in this video you are beckoning to people who know and care more about this game or topic to attack you. Why? No, again, yeah, I mean, same thing. Why? Why make the video when you are just clearly setting yourself up to take swings, to have people take swings at you? What was the point with this? Friend of Long's here, I definitely think parts of the video aren't that great, but in my personal thought is we can't really protest Quickplay in the same way we can do with bots, as people can't settle on what we want as easily as ban the bots and unmute free-to-play accounts. Too many different opinions, it's harder to organize a cause. I disagree. I think the overwhelming majority of people all want the same thing, and it boils down to semantics. You know, you can call this whatever you want. You can call this fix casual mode, you can call this bring back Quickplay, But ultimately, we all want the same thing. We want Valve to introduce all of the features and functions that they took away from us with Meet Your Match and remove the shitty broken matchmaking system. And then keep like the 5% that Quickplay got right, like a ping filter and the map menu. The map menu has problems, and really the problem is map bloat, and map bloat is a problem with both Quickplay and casual mode. So it doesn't matter what system we use. The real problem is we have 112 fucking maps in the game. So you can keep the fucking map menu. What else can you keep? You can keep the ability to queue anywhere in the game, even though we already had that before Meet Your Match came out, and then Valve gave that back to us in a half-assed form, which only works with their own servers and not with community servers. So you can keep those things, right? That's like the 5% that Quickplay got right, or sorry, that casual mode got right. But, you know, I think it's pretty clear-cut, and the problem is no one has really outlined the steps that Valve should take in order to fix this game, and that's what I intend to do as soon as I can. The script is basically done. I just have to make the video now. I polished it up this morning. I think it's okay. I want to lace in the point that Pello brought up earlier, and then it should be done. Because like, I mean, I fully believe that we should have some kind of movement or some kind of organized effort to get Valve to fix this game. And if you present Valve with an outline of, here, this is what needs to be done, then that's it. It's easy. Then there's nothing else. That's it. The work is done. Here you go, Valve. Boom. Here's your fucking list of shit. And go from there. That's my video, right? And then I'll put mine out there, but people won't agree with me or let me be the head of a movement. I'm not asking to be the head of a movement. I'm simply proposing the steps that we could present to Valve. So. I might be a turbo virgin, but I resent being called greasy. So, same here, dude. Listen, I may be a turbo virgin, but I am not greasy. I got a bit of a shine on my face right now because it's fucking hot as shit in my house. But I'm not greasy. I take care of myself. I bathe. I do bathe. All right, we'll look at the comment chain. I agree. As a person who didn't really play TF2 before the Meet Your Match update, I really have no say in the matter. But what I think Valve should do is add quick play and keep casual, keep everybody happy. That's a horrible idea. You don't want to be splitting up the player base. Seems like you just skipped the quick play part and watched nothing else. I never once claimed to be an authority on the matter, despite you kind of presenting yourself in the authoritative way you did. I know it probably wasn't intentional, but you gotta be careful saying, the way you posed is like, I think this, therefore, and if you don't think this way, then you are a greasy turbo virgin and are stupid and bad and what have you, right? He didn't say that explicitly, but you get what I mean. I thought the word opinion meant as much, and here we once again have a quick play fan invalidating my own real experiences just because their numbers were bigger than mine. I recommend watching the whole video before leaving a comment next time. You were the one who put your 6 month of experience with Quickplay as a credential in the video to justify your stance. You can have your opinions, but if you publish them, you will get feedback and criticism, and I find it concerning that you chose to paint people who are passionate about this very divisive topic as overwhelmingly greasy virgins. And now when I question you about it, you cry victim in the comments as if you didn't produce an entire video just to poke the bee's nest. Like I said. As for not watching the whole video, you got me. I watched the part on the topic people actually care about and skimmed the parts where you critique strawman ideas that no one is seriously putting forward. Who was asking for protests about new updates? Fucking nobody. And the part where you rage about a micro YouTuber with 3,000 subs because they weren't very interesting. There you go. Richter overtime, everybody. Bro said, I don't think this video came off how you were hoping it would, and then admitted to not watching it before commenting. Oh, God. Oof. And then more people just jumping on him. First of all, you kind of shot yourself in the foot rhetorically here. Started insulting an entire group of people called quick play players, greasy turbo versions, yada yada yada, pure ad hominem. Yeah, same shit we've been saying. He said he just did not set himself up for success here. Just really fucked up. You fucked up with this video. Yeah. Damn. Goddamn, son. I don't want to keep reading. Reading comments is fucking boring. It's all gonna say the same shit. We know. I will dislike the video on when I log back in because it is just a bad video. Goddamn. None of this would have happened if you watched Emesis Blue. Yeah, my attention would have been directed towards Emesis Blue, and all discourse would be about Emesis Blue now. And then we need Emesis Blue 2. Valve keeps casual because Quickplay community servers could have something bad on them. Let's say racist message of the days or pay to win or something worse. Blacklist the server, right? I mean, that's it. Blacklist the server. If you enter a community server that you don't like, then just blacklist it. Additionally, when it came to Quickplay, the play now option, the play game option, or the start playing option, it did not put you into community servers. After 2014, it defaulted to Valve servers only. That was Valve's answer to moderating servers made by their own players. You have to opt in to play on community servers through Quickplay, right? So that's a non-issue. And so if you opt in to playing on a community server, and then you come into a server that you do not like, that has something that offends you or you don't want to play, it's now your job to blacklist the server so you don't see it again. That's how the game functioned for 8 years. And for 4 years before TF2 even had Valve servers. That's just how it behaved. What will I push after Quickplay? I mean, the most important thing we could be doing right now is asking Valve to put back Quickplay in some capacity, right? It just has to be packaged in such a way that it minimizes friction with the current player base and makes it worthwhile in Valve's eyes. So that's what needs to happen first and foremost, and really anything that comes afterwards is inconsequential. Bug fixes, other quality of life improvements, improving the tutorials, like someone just said, so player retention's a little bit better. There's a lot of other things you can do, but really, first and foremost, you need to fix the way the game behaves. Everything else comes second. Simple as that, really. Everything else comes second. I would say the tutorial is like the closest second we could have to fixing casual mode / bringing back Quickplay. That's the closest second we could have, because that would just, again, it would genuinely improve player retention by informing new players as to how their fucking game works, instead of just throwing them into the pan and then, watching them squirm and burn and eventually figure out how to play. Give TF2 a mullet, take casual up front, menus and map pool, then Quickplay at the back. No, yeah, that's my point with my video, is you can keep all of the visual shit with casual mode, right? You can keep the crappy modern menus, the shitty UI. As much as I personally love the old Quickplay artwork, that isn't needed. I'm only proposing fixing what's under the hood, because who the fuck cares what the menus look like? I just want the game to play like it once did. And keeping the current menus would reduce the amount of friction to a change in the system, right? Because current play, like the way people would engage with TF2 would barely change. You still join servers the same way, you still pick the fucking maps, you still click the join now button, the wheel spins, you get put into a server, right? None of that has to change. All of the shit under the hood, the functionality, that's what needs to change in order for us to actually play the game, right? The problem, right, it's like we have cheap lipstick on a fucking pig. The cheap lipstick doesn't matter. Swap out the pig for a hot lady, and once we have a hot lady wearing some cheap lipstick, we can argue until we're blue in the face as to how the lady needs to be dressed up and dolled up, right? That's fucking inconsequential. Get a woman in here first, and get rid of the pig. That's gotta happen first, right? The fucking lipstick can be debated about at some other point. Hashtag free women. Well, I mean, yeah, casual mode is cheap lipstick on a pig. It's a cheap, shitty, modernized esports UI on top of a fat, bloated, slow, bumbling system that fucking sucks to play with. Bring in the sexy lady. Who cares if she's got cheap makeup? It's a hot lady. Then we can worry about how she's dressed up. That comes later, because that's inconsequential compared to making the game function better again. And like, this isn't to say that I disagree with a complete and total reversion back to Quickplay. Like, if Valve just flipped the switch and we went straight back to Quickplay and how everything functioned before, that is still infinitely better than how casual mode functions now. But that's not a good idea. And if we want to make this worthwhile in Valve's eyes, you want to maximize player retention and the amount of people that could possibly go away, you know, because they're being pushed away by a UI change. This is the same shit that happened with Meet Your Match, don't get me wrong. But that pushed a lot of people away. But this time we're asking for an improved system, so I think it would be fair to ask for like visual updates, go back to the charming old Quickplay artwork. Those things are nice, but they're not required, they're not necessary. And again, to reduce the friction, it's like putting a pill in a piece of cheese and feeding it to your dog. That's what this is, right? You can keep the bells and whistles, you can keep the stim badge and the level ups and what have you, your casual rank, none of that has to fucking go away. But then just put back the functionality of Quickplay underneath all of that. That is still bringing back Quickplay, but keeping the label of casual mode. That's about it. Quickplay is a giant button that says play now. How would anyone be confused by that? No, I don't think I think the majority of people who play with the game wouldn't be confused by that at all. Except people who are relatively new at the game and have gotten used to how the UI works, right? If things get moved around, that makes people upset. It does. It makes them uncomfortable. The button's not in the same place. The buttons don't say the same thing. The colors have been changed. It's like, oh God. You know, that would piss people off. Even that alone would piss people off. Like, I'm presenting the most realistic path forwards here with the least amount of work Valve would have to do to make the game good again. Polishing up the UI requires new additional work, right? I don't want to, like, I'm not concerning myself with that. I'm just asking Valve to put back all of the features and functions they took away from us and removing the broken matchmaking system. That's it. I think we need another vehicle to communicate to Valve. Another petition, protest, TF2, whatever, officially tell Valve we want Quickplay. I mean, what? We have no other means of communication other than email or snail mail. Like, we shouldn't show up to their fucking offices, which some people suggest and have done in the past. Not a good idea. I mean, the only line of communication we have is an email. It's what we have to use. Why couldn't Joshi just quietly re-add Quickplay? No Valve employee looks at TF2, so it's not like anyone at Valve. Oh, they would notice. You think that Valve doesn't keep very close tabs on what their contractors and employees are doing? Oh, you have no idea. Again, strongly recommend you go read that thread of tweets from a former Valve employee as to how Valve actually works. They basically have to sign off on everything a contractor does. They don't have any autonomy inside of Valve with what they do. They absolutely have a corporate arm, as it's called, looking over all of their actions and making sure they don't fuck up. Or do something that is, you know, not viewed as valuable, or perhaps potentially detrimental to their current revenue stream. So, you can find the tweets. They're pinned in my announcements Discord. It's a link in the description below. You can't talk in there, but I've pinned it in the other announcements channel. It's in there. You can look at that thread of tweets. It's a TXT document. It's a very haunting read to really understand just how Valve works. Like the glorification of Valve's flat structure, like, oh, it's this awesome company to work at. No. Just like every other tech company, it's a shit show. It sucks. The flat structure is really just a marketing tool to have people apply for positions at Valve. There is a hierarchy. There are people controlling what you do. You have freedom to do certain things. You have freedom to do what you want, but you are absolutely pressured by bonus incentives, people looking over your shoulder to do and work on certain things, right? Like, anyone at Valve could technically go work on TF2 and fix it up, but it's like, oh, they might miss out on that bonus at the end of the year. So that's not really in their best interest to do it. Someone at Valve and then higher up in the corporate arm will like, oh, this employee's not really doing any kind of valuable work. Maybe we'll just let this guy go. Hire someone on that we can pay more, pay less, and have them do the work we actually want them to, we'll just let this other employee go. Like, every fucking tech company cycles employees on like a 1 to 2 year basis. They hire you in, once you've settled in and got a certain amount of work done, once your benefits started getting too high, once you start asking for more and start wanting autonomy, then they fire your ass, bring in some fresh blood, rinse and repeat. Valve is no different. Even then, Valve's veterans will probably deny applications because it threatens their bonuses. No, yeah, that's something that's explicitly said in that thread of tweets, is applications are denied, positions are changed and moved around specifically to cut down on the amount of competition internally for bonus incentives. And sometimes incompetent people or less skilled people are deliberately hired just because they would not be competition, but they still fill a slot that needs to be filled inside of Valve. It's pretty fucked up. Again, strongly encourage everyone go read that to have a bigger insight into how Valve works internally. No, it's not DEI bullshit. It's just cutting down on competition. Zesty, you at one point were under fire and were being canceled online. What would you say was a major factor in pushing through and continuing to succeed? I don't know. I think at the end of the day, you're only canceled if you let yourself be. You just kind of ignore it. Like, I'm not saying it didn't bother me. Eventually, it does. It sucks having a whole bunch of people, like, calling you something that you're not. Or like, painting you to be this fucking monstrous being that believes in these horrible things or calls for these simple things. It doesn't feel good to see that. It doesn't feel good to have your person attacked. It doesn't feel good to be, in the most literal sense, harassed or doxxed or insulted. It doesn't feel good, but that doesn't change who you are. It doesn't change who you believe in. These people do not speak for you. And the best course of action is just keep going. Ignore it. Don't bend the knee. Learn from experience. Don't bend the fucking knee because they don't care. Just ignore it. Call them stupid. Like, just laugh at it. That's the best thing to do. Just laugh at it. Call them fucking retarded. Like, you're a fucking retard. That's not what I am. I didn't say that. Fuck off. You're an idiot. You're a lobotomite. Go away. And then you just keep trucking. That's it. Just ignore it. It's stupid. Valve doesn't like to backtrack. Bringing back Quickplay should be pushed to something like Casual 2.0. No, yeah, that's my point. Is you want to ship this in such a way that it would cause the least amount of friction, right? That's what I mean. You want to put the pill in the cheese. I think there was an HTML link somewhere. I don't know where it is. There's an HTML link with all of the thread of tweets. I don't remember where it is. Someone might have to send it. Someone made it. They might have to send it to me again. I don't recall where it is exactly, but I know it's there. Yeah, send it to me again if you have it on Discord. I know someone did. Please, and I'll put a link in chat and people can go read it. Just give it a second. Hopefully someone sends it. If not, I'll find it and I'll find a way to kind of make it more readily accessible. Is this it? Yeah, there it is. Is this it? Yeah, there we go. Here is the large, very long thread of tweets in HTML. So go have a look. Why don't we make our own version of TF2 using the SDK? Like, if we make a better product, advertise the better product, and the better product is free, who wouldn't use the better product? Because we're not Valve. We're not game designers. We're not game developers. And historically, every community project almost always inevitably devolves into infighting and drama and what have you. Not a good idea. Even if you had the purest attempt, the least amount of internal, like no infighting, no drama, just a pure attempt at making a cool mod, it's still not Team Fortress 2. People come for that vanilla experience. So you would have to be competing with an incredibly well-established title. And at the end of the day, if you're not TF2 Classic, if you're not Open Fortress, you're probably not going to get the players to move over to that mod. It would be incredibly hard to do. Very hard to do. See your point, but if Joshi were to add Quickplay, player numbers would score, profits would be higher, surely Valve higher-ups wouldn't mind that. They would still have to sign off on it. I mean, like, Joshi just can't do that on their own. Like, if he did that without asking somebody, like, if he could just do that without anything, just doing it on their own, like, they'd be gone. They'd probably be sued by Valve if they just did that. Like, everything they do, Valve has to sign off on. So. Yeah. Oh, no, that's it. I don't know what else I could watch. I still have some time. What else is there? What else is worth watching? What else is worth looking at before I sign off today? I got some time. Hydro slander in the bottom right. I'm not gonna watch Emesis Blue, sorry. And I'm not gonna watch Big Boy's video because he royally fucked up. It's probably not smart to present something that no research was done on as absolute fact. I was really, really dumb. And it's taught me a lesson to not speak about what I'm personally investigating for workshop drama and for my workshop video, lest someone else take that and run with it and then present that in their own video without doing any additional research or verifying what's been said or what happened. So, yeah, bad video. Jesus. And it sucks too because it obfuscates and muddies up actual problems and genuine issues. Because now all they can do is point to that video and go, oh, look, he fucked up here. Now we can dismiss any and all future criticisms and problems because, oh, look, they fucked up here. It's an attack vector. Yeah, I even said it's alleged. I didn't verify the weed story at Valve. It was told to me by other workshoppers by word of mouth, and I was going to do my own research on the matter. I had just not done that yet. Because after I do my Quickplay video, I'm doing the workshop video. So, not a smart idea to just present something someone says as fact without any kind of verification. So, just not a good video. That video will take time. Like, truth be told, it'll take me a long time to hammer it out. I don't want to watch Gabber's video because I already know what to expect. I guess we'll keep going on Kaluka's video for a minute. Let's see what else. Let's see what else he has to say in the rest of this video. We left off on the competitive Ruin TF2 section. Please, I love everyone saying, please no. Please don't subject us to this anymore. Don't do it. Oh my god. People are screaming, no, don't do it. Okay, then give me something else to watch. What else? And don't say Emesis Blue. Don't say Emesis Blue. Give me literally anything else than that. Something else, please. And not a fucking Gabber video. Because I don't know what he says. If he drops a hard R, which he has before, I don't want that to happen on my stream. What's your opinion on the VIP mobster mode real quick? Don't know if you said anything about it. I mean, it's cool, but I don't think it should be added to the game officially. Like, there's a very clear reason why Valve did not put VIP in Team Fortress 2, and the new VIP game mode that was made by the community does not address any of the problems. So. Jesus. I mean, I could watch Lister's video, but Lister's video is just going to be an informative one that's not really opinionated or anything. So there's not much, there's not going to be much I can add to this, you know what I mean? Informative videos are fun, but it's not good, not good stream material. And I already watched Blue Panda's video, that was a good one. I watched it a few streams ago, that was nice. I mean, I could also just end the stream. I can end the stream here. It doesn't have to be a long stream. I just end it now. Actually, yeah, I probably will. I'll end the stream now. I'll save my energy. I'll save my energy because I'm gonna stream again tomorrow. I'm gonna stream again tomorrow. I'm gonna be playing some Grand Theft Auto. We're just gonna chill. We're gonna have a good time. I have to do 50 taxi fares in a row to get something cool, and I'm just gonna do that for 3 or 4 hours, and we're just gonna have a chill and good time. We're just gonna hang out. So probably gonna start around the same time I did today, around 2 p.m. my time. So 2.5 hours before right now. So yeah, come chill. It'll be a good time. If you want notifications for when I go live, join the Discord, linked in the description below. Can't talk in there, but you get notifications for when I go live, and for when I upload videos, and for other dumb shit, so go have a look in there. Working on my Quickplay video. I'm gonna get that out as soon as I can. The only problem is I have to play a lot of casual mode, and I really don't want to play a lot of casual mode, but I need clips of it breaking, and I need a lot of clips of it breaking. So I might do that on stream later this week, maybe this weekend, I don't know. We'll see. But other than that, workshop video comes after that. I'll probably lace in some smaller videos between the Quickplay one and the workshop one because it's going to take a long time. I have my own TF2 servers. Yes, I'll show those. I have my own TF2 servers, zestyjesus.com. Almost vanilla TF2. The only difference between my TF2 servers and vanilla TF2 is I have banned the vaccinator. Other than that, my servers are purely vanilla. It's the only difference. I have banned the vaccinator. Because the vaccinator fucking sucks. It is so awful to play against. I'd rather deal with a 10,000 hour sniper than a mildly competent vaccinator user that will not fucking die. It is the worst thing under the fucking sun. Beyond that, my servers are purely vanilla. Go play on them. It's so funny that people get so mad, too. Like, people get really mad over, like, one relatively minor difference. Like, oh, you're no better than Dane. You're no better than Dane with his casual mode rule set and class limits. It's the worst, if not the same. Like, dude, I banned the fucking vaccinator. Already, barely anyone uses it. The majority of people who do fucking suck with it, but it's that 1 to 2% of people that know how to use the fucking weapon that just sucks. So it's gone. Also, you know what's funny? I turned crit ramp up back on a little while ago, and no one fucking noticed. Like, people still thought I had that on my servers. I turned that shit off, and nobody fucking noticed. It was a fun experiment. It was a fun experiment. Yeah, I turned it back on. Nobody fucking noticed it. I gotcha. I gotcha. Anyway, thanks for chilling, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.